This thought-provoking video examines a hypothetical scenario in which his four powerful adversaries, Hamas, Syria, Hezbollah, and Iran, launch attacks on Israel at the same time. As regional tensions rise, we analyze the potential consequences of this tit-for-tat war and its implications for the countries involved, the Middle East, and the world. Let us delve into the intricacies of this complex conflict and consider the outcomes that could change modern geopolitics. Welcome to an immersive exploration of a hypothetical scenario that imagines a war of revenge in the Middle East. This video shows how four major enemy states, Hamas, Syria, Hezbollah, and Iran, simultaneously accept a major attack against Israel. We will examine what would happen if we did so. Immerse yourself in this intense conflict that has serious implications within and beyond the region. The Middle East has long been a hotbed of conflict and unrest, with tensions often centered on Israel and its neighbors. Imagine a gathering of forces seeking revenge against Israel. Hamas is active in the Gaza Strip. Syria is supported by a government that seeks to undermine Israel's security. Hezbollah, Lebanon's powerful militia, and Iran is a regional power with its agenda. The scenario we envision represents a highly coordinated, simultaneous attack on Israel by these four adversaries. The scale of this attack could plunge the entire region into an unprecedented crisis. Strategic goals. Hamas goals. The Palestinian militant group Hamas has long been at odds with Israel and is seeking to establish a Palestinian state in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. In the event of a retaliatory war, Hamas would aim to cause as much damage as possible to Israel's military and civilian infrastructure. Its main purposes are: the firing of rockets and missiles into Israeli cities and towns causes widespread panic and destruction. Carrying out suicide bombings or other terrorist attacks targeting Israel. Disrupt the Israeli economy through attacks on ports, airports, and other major transportation hubs. Attack Israel's water and electricity supplies and create a humanitarian crisis. Syria goals. Syria, a close ally of Iran, has been involved in several conflicts with Israel over the years, including the ongoing Syrian civil war. If we were to engage in a war of revenge against Israel, our main objectives would probably be: regained control of the Golan Heights, a strategic plateau that Israel captured from Syria during the 1967 Six-Day War. Attacks on Israeli military facilities and bases in the Golan Heights and other parts of the country. Coordinating with Hezbollah and Iran to launch a multi-pronged attack against Israel. Hezbollah's goals. The Iranian-backed Lebanese militant group Hezbollah has been embroiled in a conflict with Israel for years and has carried out numerous attacks against Israeli targets over the years. His main targets in the war of revenge may include: fired rockets and missiles at Israeli cities and towns, including Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Conducting cross-border raids and attacks against Israeli military and civilian targets. Infiltrate Israeli territory and attempt to carry out attacks from within. Disrupt the Israeli economy through attacks on ports, airports, and other major transportation hubs. Iran's ambition. Iran, a regional power and a major supporter of Hamas, Hezbollah, and Syria, has long opposed Israel and advocated its destruction. His main targets in the war of revenge may include: launched ballistic missiles at Israeli cities and towns, including Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Coordinating with Hezbollah and Syria to launch a multi-pronged attack against Israel. Attempting to attack Israel's nuclear facilities and other major military facilities. Cutting off world oil supplies by attacking shipping lanes in the Persian Gulf. Military capabilities. Hamas arsenal. Hamas is known for its use of crude rockets and mortars, which have been used to target Israeli cities. However, in recent years, Hamas has been able to acquire more sophisticated weapons, including anti-tank missiles and unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. These weapons could cause significant damage to Israeli military and civilian targets if used in a coordinated attack. Syrian Armed Forces. The Syrian armed forces have been weakened by years of civil war, but they still possess a large arsenal of weapons. The Syrian military has tanks, artillery, and air defense systems that could be used to target Israeli forces. However, the Syrian military would likely be focused on defending against rebel groups rather than attacking Israel. Hezbollah's weaponry. Hezbollah is considered one of the most formidable military forces in the Middle East. The group has an estimated 150,000 rockets and missiles, including long-range missiles that can reach deep into Israel. Hezbollah also has access to anti-tank missiles, drones, and other advanced weapons. In a coordinated attack, Hezbollah could cause significant damage to Israeli military and civilian targets. Iranian military strength. Iran has a large and well-equipped military, including ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones. The country also has a large number of troops and paramilitary forces that could be used to support an attack on Israel. However, Iran's military is spread thin due to its involvement in multiple conflicts in the region, and any attack on Israel would likely be met with a strong response from the Israeli military. Overall, a coordinated attack by Hamas, Syria, Hezbollah, and Iran would pose a significant threat to Israel's security. However, it is important to note that such an attack would likely result in a devastating response from the Israeli military and could escalate into a wider regional conflict. As the war of revenge unfolds, its effects will be far-reaching, not just for those involved, but for the entire world. Let's take a closer look at the possible outcomes. Escalation and large-scale destruction. This attack will provoke an immediate reaction from Israel and is likely to lead to an escalation of violence. Both sides will wage a fierce war, resulting in widespread destruction and death. Humanitarian crisis. Amid the turmoil of war, civilians in Israel, Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria will bear the brunt of the violence. The already tense humanitarian situation in these areas will rapidly deteriorate, with many displaced, injured, and killed. Will increase rapidly. Geopolitical impact. A war of revenge would have serious geopolitical implications and affect the delicate balance of power in the Middle East. The involvement of Iran and its proxy Hezbollah will force neighboring countries to take a stand. The possibility of alliances and regional realignment will arise. International intervention. Narrator. Given the Middle East's global importance, international actors, including world powers and the United Nations, are likely to be involved. Efforts will be made to de-escalate tensions, enforce a ceasefire, or broker a diplomatic solution, but success may be. Economic impact. A vengeful war would have a devastating economic impact, not only on the countries involved but also on the global economy. Oil prices could rise and impact industries around the world. Investment and trade will stagnate, further exacerbating economic hardship. Although the scenario presented here is purely hypothetical, it is reminiscent of the fragile balance in the Middle East. The potential for conflict between these regional powers highlights the urgent need for dialogue, diplomacy, and sustainable peace efforts to prevent such catastrophic events. Thank you for joining us on this journey as we explore the possible realities of a revenge war against Israel.